In this video I'm going to show you how to polish the internals of your Tippmann receivers. What this does is it allows your internals to cycle more smoothly and lengthens the life of your O-rings because there's less wear and tear on them because it's a smoother surface rather than the rough one that comes because of the overspray. So basically we're removing all this overspray, and I'm going to show you how to do that with the Brillo pad method. Brillo pads can be found at Walmart, or you can go to your local dollar store and pick up the generic brand. They work just as well. To start out, you need a sink full of warm cold water, doesn't matter, whatever you want. And I like to just dip the Brillo pad in to start with, and then you just start rubbing back and forth. And as you'll see the soap come out, and then I get it wetter. Just keep going back and forth. The more time you take on it, the better quality you're going to have in the end. I just like to do it out of the sink because otherwise if you're in the sink it splashes all over and you get water on yourself and on the floor. So I just find it easier to stick it on the edge of the sink here. What you want to do is just keep going in the front and back motion the way the rear bolt goes. The most important parts to polish up are where the rear bolt goes back and forth. You don't have to do where the power tube sits. I do it there just because it looks better, but who sees the inside of your marker except yourself, so it's your call as to if you want to do that. Then the front bolt area is important too. And after you get a little ways on it, you can rinse it a little bit just to see the progress you've made. You can see it's starting to get a little shiny. See, we're starting to see some improvement here, and it's starting to get smooth. And eventually you'll need to turn and run this way to get the bottom. And again, the only real important part is the rear bolt. You do not have to do underneath where the power tube sits unless you want to. So if you don't have a lot of time, you want to fly through this, skip that part and just do the rear bolt. But the more time you take on it, the better it'll be. The first Tippmann that I ever polished the internals on, it took me about 45 minutes to fully polish it up. So that's an estimate for what you're going to probably be looking at when you do it. You could probably do it in a half hour. Some people's overspray is really thick and built up, and they spend a long time working on it. So it all goes by the marker. this is looking a lot better here. You can see it's all nice and glossy. I've got a little more to take off on the bottom, a little on the top here. And you want it nice and smooth to the touch. You can tell by running your fingernail across it. You can usually feel the vibrations as to where the overspray is still at. It's your call as to how far you want to go. I usually go just until it starts shining, because that's nice and smooth then. I have gone until I have almost a chrome look, but at that point you might be taking too much off, so just making it glossy and shiny will be very nice and smooth. And that is looking really good. Next step is to rinse it off and then dry it. Once you dry it, you should have a really nice chrome look to it. Nice and smooth in there. The next step is to apply some WD-40 as a lubricant. Note that the WD-40 is only used mainly to remove any dirt and grime here and act as a lubricant. You want to make sure you oil up your O-rings upon reassembly. As you can see, it's quite dirty here. And then you should feel it nice and smooth in there. So, you should have two matching receivers, nice and polished, and you're all done. That's all there is to polishing your internals with the Brillo pad method.